My head's kind of cold. So I'm running a little bit late, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the intro right now. I'm on my way out to the farm to go hunting. It's Wednesday, it's 46 degrees. It's mildly windy, it's probably in the teens, but it's got a nice cloud cover. I actually wanted to be out already because of the cloud cover. They seem to move a little bit more, but earlier it was totally cloud covered. Now it's kind of scattered clouds. But I'm excited for tonight. Those bucks have been in front of the stands. The bucks were in front of my cameras this morning. They were there last night. They were there throughout the night, actually. I have no intention on shooting that buck that I saw in the video 2 times ago, and then it's the same buck that was there last night. And I have no intention on shooting that buck. It's a young buck. It's not really a shooter quite yet. It has 1 to 2 years left, but it is gonna be a nice buck. It's really awkward because the one antler is basically just a fork, and then it's a 4-point on the other side. It has 4 points on the other side. I don't know if it, was hit by a car or if it's just the genetics that are there. It's got the one awkward side. So we'll find out, if it lives through the year, and we'll see if we see it next year. We'll see if it, is genetics or if it was hit by a car or was shot. I've read lots of articles over the past. It basically says that when a deer gets injured, its body needs to heal, and in the healing process, it creates awkward antlers. They'll have a year of bad antlers, and then the next year they're back to normal. And kind of like with that 7-point, I thought that's what the situation was. Obviously, that was just the way that deer grew its antlers, and then now its genetics are getting passed along, and it's creating other deer that are just like that one. I'm hoping that those young bucks that are there will bring out the ones that I want to shoot, but all in all, it's been a really fun year. I've seen more deer this year than I have in the last 5 years. I'm gonna sit the same stand tonight. It's like I said, once again, it's windy, so I don't want to sit in that stand that is just open to the field behind you, and you just get pummeled by cold air just blowing on you the whole time. I'll see you guys in the stand in a second. I just pulled in. I gotta get dressed real quick. I'll see you guys in a second. I'm sure you can tell it's windy. Sorry if you can't hear me over the wind. I'm trying to block the wind with my hands. I made it out here. I gotta say I'm pretty excited because the field behind me is now combine. They just finished. Like when I got here, they were still in the field. By the time I got to my blind, they were gone. The wind is not letting up. I'm actually feeling it through my clothes. Pretty uncomfortable. This is ridiculous though. I don't know if this is even helping anything. Well, I'm gonna put the sun in the video. It is a really, really nice morning. There's not a cloud in the sky. It was 28 degrees when I took Hendrix to school, and I'm at home. I should be in a tree right now. That wind was harsh. I mean, it was harsh. I don't know how fast it was. I mean, I was looking at the weather app and it said that it was like 14, 15 miles an hour. There was no gusts. It was just a constant wind the entire time. It was like 42 degrees. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I didn't realize how windy it was until I got in the stand. It was windy. That's the coldest I've been in a long time. And I really wasn't prepared for the cold because I had my early season clothes on. I mean, I did have some Under Armour on and so on, but it doesn't help at all when it's so windy because it just blows right through your clothes. There was multiple times where I was just thinking to myself, I'm just gonna go home. This is ridiculous. I'm so cold. And I was shivering. I mean, that whole hunt, I was just shivering. That doe and the 2 fawns came out and I couldn't keep warm even then. It just didn't get my adrenaline up. It's the same doe and 2 fawns, and I recognize them because there's a button buck and it has pretty big buttons on its head. Then there was some deer off in the distance, and I paid a lot of attention to them that I really didn't need to because I couldn't tell if it was a buck or not. The doe was at the salt block, and I keep calling it a salt block like it's still there, but it hasn't been there in 2 years. She was looking up, she was kind of stomping her back feet, so I looked over and I saw a couple does and a buck. Like, it's a pretty nice buck. At least from far away, it looked like a decent buck. They come in, they get about 150 yards from me on a neighboring property still, but the buck was kind of staying back. I couldn't really see him, and then finally he starts chasing a doe. I assume it's early rut. It was a young buck, and he had a nice rack for his age. You know, he was young, it was tall, I think it was an 8-point. He's still not a shooter. In that situation, I don't really know. All I can really see is his rack through my viewfinder, and he was running, so I wasn't sure how big he was. And so I get prepared, I put the camera back on the mount, and I set it up so that if he comes over in that area, I'll be able to shoot. I don't know where he went. He just disappeared. He just went into the woods and disappeared. The wind was blowing the opposite way, so I'm pretty sure they, they didn't detect me at all. These does came in right behind me, and they were right downwind of me. They made it almost to my field, and they ended up taking off. I had another buck come in from the south. He was a different buck. He looks like an older buck. He has a lot of gray on his face, but he doesn't have like a big belly, and I don't believe he's an older buck. So after that, it was pretty much, those two bucks, they ended up just disappearing and never came across in our field. At the very end of the night, right in front of my other stand that I chose not to hunt in, a really big buck comes out and is just standing right in front of my stand at 20 yards. It's just the way it goes. The thing is the wind was blowing right down. It was blowing right to him, so even then, he wouldn't have stuck around. I probably wouldn't have got a shot off. It was legal hunting hours, but it was after camera hours, so I wouldn't have got it on camera. It is what it is, though. It's hunting. That's just the way it goes. I ended up having to stay out. The wind never slowed down, and I ended up having to stay out another 45 minutes after, sunset, because the deer were just there. They're just walking around the bean field. It's the only beans left now. So in a way, that's a benefit to me. I'm trying to get out there as often as possible. I really want to do a morning hunt soon, but I have to take the kids to school every day in the morning. So right now I'm just focusing on getting the kids to school and then hunting at night. But I'll probably do some hunting this weekend. I don't consider myself an outdoor YouTuber. I'm really just a vlogger, but my daily life every single year since I was 12 years old, I've been hunting and fishing. It's just going to be part of my vlogs. Thanks for watching. Comment down below, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you like watching outdoor videos. Thanks for watching. I gotta go.